My guest today was known as the Queen of Lads Mags and was crowned the world's sexiest woman in 1998. She has graced more than 300 magazine covers throughout her career, but nowadays she's far more likely to be a CEO chairing a business meeting than in front of the camera. I'm so pleased to see her. It's the wonderful Caprice. Thank you for coming, sweetheart.
Ooh, so good to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
It is lovely to see you.
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
And I think people will remember that you seem to spring forth from someone we'd never heard of in our lives and weren't aware of to somebody who was constantly on the front page of every newspaper, every magazine. And you did it in one unbelievable move in 1996. And if I tell people it involved Sir Trevor McDonald, no less, they might remember it. So this is what happened.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I haven't seen that dress in 5,000 years.
This is your equivalent of the Liz Hurley Versace safety pin dress, isn't it?
It absolutely is, but this was not premeditated. This was all, I was just a replacement for an actress that was supposed to give out an award that night, and they panicked and they called my PR and said, "Do you have anyone on your books? We got to get somebody now." I had 4 hours to get a frock. There was 2 frocks. One was this pink Barbie doll thing, and then that one that you just saw, and I thought, oof, okay, let's go with that one.
Well, I was in the audience that night. I think the Vanessa show, the late lamented ITV Vanessa show was nominated for an award, and I was sitting there all trussed up, as you say, in a big Barbie pink ball gown. And Sir Trevor McDonald announced a particular award, and onto the stage you walked. And honestly, I'm not exaggerating, I do remember it, there was a collective, as if what? I mean, what do you think was it that caused the sensation?
You know what, Vanessa? I don't care. It changed my life forever. This country, you know, me coming over here as a Yank, I was a little bit ostracized, and all of a sudden I went from zero to hero. Even my local sandwich shop was asking for my autograph. It was amazing. But, you know, Vanessa, it's one thing, and I'm so blessed, I'm so grateful to this country that happened, but I've been able to stay in the public eye for the last 5,000 years.
And I'm going to ask you about that in a minute. But first, I just want to say, it was a lady in very few clothes. It was a beautiful woman that people hadn't seen before. It was the juxtaposition of that with Sir Trevor McDonald. It was television exposure suddenly. It was just immense. It just snowballed and snowballed.
It was amazing.
And your life has never been the same since.
No.
And you managed to do a very clever thing, which is basically ride that wave of lads mags and, you know, glamour pictures and glamorous pictures and all that kind of thing. But the whole time you did it with this very cool business head. Lots of, there you are on the front of Playboy looking absolutely staggeringly beautiful, but lots of models who were in your situation got caught up in the lifestyle a bit much, and you somehow didn't view it that way.
No, I mean, because I'm from a very humble background, I didn't want this all to go away. So, and plus my mom is her business acumen is off the rails. So that's what I was raised with. Right. And a single mom. So I looked at it as a business, and it's, you know, it's so easy to start believing your own BS. Yeah, your own hype. Yes. And I just turned it into a business. But
how do you do it? Because obviously, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Actors, prominent people, people who want to be with you, be seen with you, people who want to buy you stuff, give you stuff, whisk you away, all that kind of thing. And you were only 24 when it happened. I mean, young and new to this country. And this level-headed business brain of yours managed to sort of say, this is what I do for a living, but I'm not really Caprice. It's not actually me. I'm the person who's making this make my life for me kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I did believe my own hype for a bit. I mean, let's not think that I'm just this, you know, I've evolved into this, into what I've created now. What I've been creating for years. But initially I did believe my own hype, but I knew that it wouldn't last forever. I knew it.
How do you know that when you're 24? Most people never grasp that.
I don't know. I was raised with it as well. You know, my mom was a very, very important figure in my life.
So you were thinking, it's not going to last forever.
It's not going to last forever.
So ride the wave.
I need to turn myself into a business.
Right.
One thing I had was anything I did was front page news, and I was so blessed with that. But I had nothing to sell.
Right.
I'm like, what? Okay, fame is great, and I love it, and I love my own hype, but I need to sell something.
So what did you sell? What did you start to sell?
Well, that's when I started to sell by Caprice lingerie, but I didn't start supplying myself. I convinced Terry Green from Debenhams. Now nobody was doing license deals that day, during that time. Nobody. I mean, I know the market is saturated now.
When you say Debenhams, most of us will start crying because we miss it so much.
I know.
I mean, if there's anything I loved in life, it was a good wander around Debenhams.
Right?
I can't tell you how much
and it
I
was
miss it.
such a powerhouse.
I loved it. I feel like saying to people, phone up immediately if you miss Debenhams.
Yes.
If I was miserable, down, bored,
you go to
didn't have to buy
Debenhams.
anything. You just wander about. Life would feel better. I loved
it.
And your lingerie appeared at Debenhams.
Yes,
God,
yes,
amazing.
I convinced them. Yeah. And it went from strength to strength. And then I did glam, I did swim, bedding.
And we've got to say, you were the world's sexiest woman in 1998. I'm not going to say you're not still the world's sexiest woman.
Vanessa, I love you, but I'm so not.
Was that a pressure? Was that a glory? Was it both? What was it like?
I think being in the public eye is both a pressure and a blessing.
Right. But did you feel like I must be extra sexy? Are you? I mean, you're beautiful, but are you a...
No, it was a person. One thing I've never been is fake. It's my downfall and the thing that made me who I am today. But no, it was, I couldn't make it as a high fashion runway model because I was too short. You know,
you were really tall. I was just standing next to you. I thought, how tall are you?
No, but they're super tall. I'm only 5'8".
Right, okay.
So, and I had the hips and the boobs and the attitude. And I actually, and that's what happened with the Lad Mags you had mentioned earlier. Yeah. Everyone, I believe, has to work to their strengths. And my strength was my attitude, my bleach blonde hair, the figure, the fact that I was American. And there was a niche in the market with these Lad Mags. And we rode that wave, the Lad Mags and I mean,
about 15 years.
About 15 years of glory. It was amazing. But, I worked to my strengths. That's what wasn't
behind the
particularly...
scenes, you were building a kind of business portfolio, companies, properties.
Everything.
And also this extraordinary relationship, I think anyway, with men and male opinion. You had a very sort of incredibly level-headed view of what men might think of you and whether you gave a damn or two hoots for what they thought about you.
Well, I knew exactly what they thought about me, and I used it, and I went with it. I didn't paint myself as a victim. I'm like, okay, I know what they want from me, fine. I want something else from them. And I always told my I had a lot of boyfriends. I said, listen, we're going to have a good time, we'll have fun, but when it stops being fun, we got to just call it a day and we'll be best friends, and that's it.
And yet now you're this happily married mother of two beautiful boys, 11-year-old twins. They're gorgeous. You're wild about them.
Yes.
This very charming husband.
And
I think we might have a picture of him and you together. And did you ever see yourself that way?
No.
Or did you? No.
No. When I met him, the first thing I told him was, I don't need a piece of paper to validate my relationship. So that's off the cards. And he's like, great, sign me up. Super. I said, but I do want to have children. And he goes, okay, sign me up for that one. Let's do it. So we had kids. And then things change when you have children. They really do. I mean, I was very naive. I thought, no, my life's good, my attitude, everything's going to be the same. And when I had the boys, I told my husband, I said, no, I think we should get married. I don't want my boys to say, this is my dad and his girlfriend or my mom, and they're, I didn't. I wanted to get married. And then he said, no, I kind of like this deal. It's okay. Let's stay like this. And then obviously then we decided to get married.
And people might imagine it was the biggest wedding ever. It lasted, 28 days. It involved a safari and elephants. Not a bit of it. No. You just nipped to the town hall.
We nipped to the town hall for 40 quid and said our yeses and then went back to work.
I think this is the Caprice that people don't know, isn't it? This is the real Caprice. As you say, no BS. There's no nonsense going on there.
I'd rather put the down payment on a house.
See, that's what she's like.
I just would. And that's exactly what we did.
All right, let's get into our first topic now, because today...